Hey yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Anime and here. Hope you guys having an awesome day. And guys, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we'll be counting down 5 One Piece anime and manga differences. And mind it guys, all of this is canon material, none of this is filler or non-canon stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 1. In episode 1st of One Piece, the entire setting was on Lady Mary, that was Alvida's ship, but that entire setting was in the middle of the sea. The same in the manga was on a setting on Alvida's ship, but the ship was docked on an island. As well as in the anime, Alvida only considers Kobe to be a cabin boy, and there hasn't been shown any other particular reason as to why Kobe was able to live on Alvida's ship or why she was allowing him to live on a ship. As we know, in the world of One Piece, nobody would allow a useless person to live on their ship, as the water and food on the vast sea is very scarce and it is just a burden to feed a useless soul on the ship. But this ambiguity was very well cleared in the manga, as Alvida states that if it wasn't for Kobe's vast knowledge of the sea, she would have fed him to the sharks. Number 2. I am very thankful that this scene was changed in the manga, as it would have put a stain on the reputation of one of my favorite characters in the entire One Piece anime, aka Zoro. Now we all have seen the intro of Zoro in episode number 2 with all the electric guitar playing in the background and all that kick-ass hyping that he got in episode 1. Now just imagine that same situation, but now Zoro asks Luffy and Kobe to untie him and even offers to give them his next big bounty as a reward for helping him. Just imagine that. Take it in. That's what happened in the manga. And he even says that he can't take it anymore. Now that's a serious blot on his reputation. And if you still don't believe me, you can go and read the manga chapter 3 page 9. Now I know for a lot of you guys this won't be a big thing, but for me personally, as a huge fan of Zoro, this really pissed me off. The way Oda has portrayed Zoro in the entire anime, who is shown to be the badass, who is not afraid to take any pain and never ever chickens out from a challenge, and who has the most number of badass moments in his pocket, including the legendary one with Bartholomew Kuma. Even though he redeems himself afterwards by eating Rika's sweet, not salty, onigiri, aka rice balls, but still it would have been a pretty bad first impression. And I guess this change was most probably asked by Oda to be made for the simple reason of maintaining Zoro's reputation throughout the anime and improving his first-hand impression to the viewers. On to the next one, number 3. Now if you remember, in the anime, Zoro knocks out Helmeppo's wolf with a stool when he enters the cafe. But in the manga, Zoro actually kills Helmeppo's wolf like a boss, legit, no fucks given. This scene was cut in the anime like some other scenes, such as when Kobe is trying to untie Zoro to save him, Kobe gets shot, but in the anime there is no such scene. 2 more instances of this are when, in the 4th episode, the scene where Luffy cuts the below of his eye to prove to Shanks that he is a real man is cut from the anime, and even when the scene is shown in the non-canon in Special 6 episode of Luffy, there also Luffy is only shown to be closing the knife in on his face, but the actual stabbing scene is still cut from the special. Another instance is when in episode 5, Buggy wounds his subordinate. In the manga, Buggy actually killed his subordinate. The last instance, in the manga while fighting Kabaji, Zoro actually cuts his wound himself to prove to Kabaji that even with his wound he would be able to beat Kabaji, but in the anime it was shown that Kabaji stabs his wound. Now I know there are a lot more scenes of such censorship in the anime, but yeah, they are all such petty scenes and not anything big. So even if I were to mention them, it would only consume time. I will most probably make a separate video for them, separate small video just based on such instances. So on to the next one, number 4. Now I know a hell lot many of you would already know about this scene or would have at least heard about this scene, but without this scene my list wouldn't be complete, as this is one of my most favorite badass scenes in the entire One Piece anime, or should I say manga, as it is present in the manga only, the Zeph's missing leg scene. Now this was during the whole Sanji Zeph flashback scene during the Bharati arc, where Sanji and Zeph get stranded on an island without food and water. Now in the anime, when Sanji and Zeph reach the island, Zeph already had lost his leg. His leg gets cut when he is trying to save Sanji from drowning. When his leg gets stuck in some ship part, it was most probably the mast, though I'm not sure. So he dismembers his leg by tying the anchor around it and pulling the chain, which severs his leg. But in the manga the scenario was quite different, as when both Sanji and Zeph reach the island, Zeph has both of his legs. After dividing up the treasure, as similar to the anime, Zeph doesn't take any food but only takes the gold and treasures. After spending some days on the island, Zeph severs his leg himself and eats it as food to survive. Now a lot of people regard One Piece as being dark in its earlier days because of this scene and some other scenes which I mentioned in number 3, but for me personally I don't think that One Piece was dark or something along those lines. It was just that Oda was trying to portray the true lifestyle of pirates and the true cruelties of this vast sea, as Oda had a true passion for pirates and their lifestyle, how they lived their lives full of freedom and adventure. His passion can also be seen from his note that he wrote in the first chapter of One Piece, Romance Dawn, which I will be putting up on display now. So pause the video if you want to read it. So I guess due to his passion, Oda wanted to portray the true lifestyle of pirates along with the harshness of their lifestyle, which he did portray in the starting, but as series progressed and different age groups poured into the anime, I guess the higher ups didn't allow him to continue all the violent scenes. But yeah, there are still some nuggets here and there of violence, the best example of which could be taken up as Law's Past, which was shown as brutally in the anime as it was portrayed in the manga. Personally, I don't think that One Piece was dark in its earlier days, but yeah guys, tell me your opinion whether One Piece was dark or it was just the portrayal by Ichiro Oda in the comments down below. I will be sure to read them. Now on to the last one, number 5. Now in episode 82, it was shown that when Vapol arrives in Drum Island, Dalton cuts him and he starts bleeding and he is treated by his doctors, the Ishii 20. But in the manga, Dalton not only cuts him up, but rather he severs his head, which is later reattached by his doctors. The scene shown in the anime, according to me, downplays Dalton, as his true strength is not portrayed in the anime, where in the manga he is shown to be capable of severing Vapol's head. That's all for today guys. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be sure to read them, and make sure to smash the like button if you liked anything that I had to say or learned anything new from the video, and make sure to subscribe. And if you want more from me, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter and stalk my Facebook. This is Anime Polymath here, and peace.